Hey friends, I got a funky one for you guys today. This is Winsor & Newton Chinese market, I guess. Their products are actually not Winsor & Newton. They're licensed. I can't read Chinese, but I Google translated most of this, and it's licensed by a company in China. So it's not actually Winsor & Newton. From what I understand, and I'm probably wrong, could be wrong, China has to produce their own products in China. So they can't actually get their stuff from their pigments and source from outside the country, I guess. But every review I found of this has said this is the worst oil paint known to man. I found reviews as far back as 2015 saying, "Don't buy this product. This is a terrible product. This might not be oil paint." So naturally, I managed to get some. And it's on Wish for less than $5. So today we're going to try out blue, and it's not ultramarine blue, it's just ultramarine. Now, actual Winsor & Newton, ignore the price tag, always says French ultramarine. It doesn't matter which line of Western Winsor & Newton, here's Winton, it's always French ultramarine. They do not have something that is just ultramarine as it is. And I don't know if that's because I don't want to say copyright, because that's not it, because you can't copyright the name of a color. But, by the way, the only difference between these two is the pigment load. This has less pigment, because that's where the money is. But anyway, we are going to try this mess. And from what I tested Lily, you can see I can squeeze a little bit out. But initially, what I thought was that it was just going to be an oily mess. And as you can see, it is not. It comes out like regular oil paint. It seems to be regular oil paint. And we're going to make a tiny little swatch. It's a little thin, but gonna get some white. Got my good old titanium white from Old Holland. Might have been a little bit too much white. Here we go. And I thought maybe if this was like fake oil paint, like acrylic and oil does not mix together. I'm going to add a little bit more of this blue actually. It's oil and acrylic when you mix them together, because water and oil repel each other. They usually coagulate. And it kind of clumps up. And I think that's as good as we're going to get with that. And we're going to put that over here. I'm trying to leave as much room as possible. We're going to wipe that off before we do the next swatch. Just get that off. So here's my theory. I don't think this is the same pigment that they use as with the Western Winsor & Newton brand. These are made in France. Because as you can see, it's darker. It is significantly darker. That was too much white again. That's fine. Let's see if I can only take out a smooch. That is a completely different blue, man. Look at that. That is a different shade of blue. Similar, but not exact. Similar, but no. I think that's a completely different pigment. Don't know where China is getting their pigment, but I just think something fell down. I just think that that's what's going on over here. Now, just for the sake of a full analysis and not just one freaking color, we have crimson. Not alizarin crimson, just regular crimson. Alizarin crimson is what it's usually called. Winsor & Newton does not make something that's just called crimson. Don't know what's going on with that either. But we are going to do this. There we go. And it comes out fine, and it's mixing with the regular oil paint fine. I have not tested this after it dries. I don't know if it flakes after the fact. But we're going to get a little bit of this and a little bit of this. And it seems steady. It seems okay. Come on, there we go. Sorry, got distracted for a minute. There we go. I mean, that's a pretty nice color, don't get me wrong. Whatever pigments they're using doesn't seem to be horrifying. Come on. There we go. There we go. I have stuff on my nails now. We're going to wipe this off so we can test the actual crimson, alizarin crimson, the normal stuff. Here we go. That is a completely different shade of red. You can see that right now. There's something just really weird going on with this pigment. Look at that. That is much darker than whatever is going on with the other crimson from this Chinese brand. I'll get some close-ups in a minute. Little splooch of the white. Yeah. That is a completely different color. I don't know if my camera's... No, my camera's definitely picking that up. That is a completely different shade of red. I have no idea what the heck's going on with these Chinese paints. Let's get a close-up going. Yeah, there we go. Without the shadow. That is a completely different shade of red. That is a slightly different shade of blue. It's darker. Whatever these are not normal. Focus, thank you. Are not normal oil paints. The pigments are off. There's probably sourcing your pigments from another place. But we're going to do one more because why not? I have the canvas room with these tiny little panels. What do we have over here? Because surely, yellow ochre should be more or less okay. Because browns are extremely common. They are the cheapest pigments to make because they are everywhere. Browns are everywhere. A little bit oily, but eh. Here we go. Yellow ochre. Looks like yellow. Surely this is fine. I'm gonna have to do it over here, but that's okay. Little splooch of white. I should probably have gotten a Winsor & Newton white, but here we are. It all mixes together fine, like it's regular oil paint. I'm still like confused about that. Like I expected it to be some fake acrylic. There we go. Gonna wipe this off so there's no contamination. And I don't actually have the Artisan brand. I have Winton, which is questionably paint as it is, and now it doesn't want to open. Okay, thank you, oil paint. I opened you 5 minutes ago to make sure you could, and now you are not. Come on. God damn it. Editing! There will be no editing because I don't know how to edit. Okay, fuck it. No editing. Where the heck is this paint? Where did it go? Okay, different Winton. This is still yellow ochre, but it's a different yellow ochre. This one opens. Okay. Now we have... Come on. Out we go. Yeah. Wintons, in my experience, are good for impasto. They are thick. They are heavy. You can put piles of that and they will not move because it's like painting with clay. But not good if you want like thin layers. But that's just my opinion. Look at this. This is like clay. This is... There's some mild differences. Okay, yellow ochre is okay with the Chinese brand. Yellow ochre is okay. That is fine. Yeah, that's more or less. It's more or less the same. But generally, Winsor & Newton Chinese brand, if you want to buy it for like $5 on Wish, you'll get paint. You'll get oil paint of some sort. But the colors are off. The red is off. The blue is lighter than it should be. The yellow ochre is even just a smidge off. But what are you going to do? But if you want really cheap paint, sure. I don't know how long Wish takes to deliver because I actually got it from my dad. who ordered it as a surprise. He's like, I got it from Wish. So, Winsor & Newton Chinese oil paints. That's what you get. Thank you for watching.